Sanghamitra, good evening. Welcome to the first episode of The Daring Mind. And
Thank you very much.
just to give you the brief about this concept, that I'm trying to understand the people who have taken such a like daring decision in their life in terms of to do something different in their life, in terms of their job, in terms of their venture, in terms of could be anything. So the objective is to understand why you have done it, and what is the reason behind it, and what message can you give to the world. And because there are a lot of people, what they do, they want to do something big in their life, but they just can't do it because of many reasons. So objective is to just give them some kind of hope, some kind of aspiration, with the help of your story. So if you can just brief about yourself and also your company for the audience, please.
Vishwas, hi. Thank you so much to have started this channel, first of all, Daring Minds, and to be inviting me to be a part of your platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that this platform is really a very important platform in today's world.
Yep.
Rightly, as you said, Vishwas, that many of us, we want to do a lot of things in our life, but we struggle.
Yep.
We struggle in terms of a lot of things. And the major thing why we struggle is the courage.
Mm-hmm.
Is the courage to even come out of it. So let me just give you a quick background of who am I, where do I come from, and what am I doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I hail from a very small town from Odisha in
Mm-hmm.
India.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a town where the population is really handful, very few. Because the only occupation, the major occupation is the steel plant, and I belong to a steel plant society, which is
Mm-hmm.
Rourkela Steel Plant.
Mm-hmm.
So one benefit of the city, though it was very small, was that it was a cosmo city because it was a steel plant. So we had people coming from all the states coming and being posted there. So I never had any of the neighbors, direct neighbors, who were from Orissa. Either
Mm-hmm.
it is Bengali or a Punjabi or a Bihari, somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also we had a lot of Odia people. So the city, Cosmo City, gave a different life, gave a different culture to my upbringing as a child.
Mm-hmm.
During my school days, Vishwas, during my school days, as an upcoming student, I was very good at sports and little better than average in studies. Because in my mind, I always had this combination, the balancing of the sports and the studies was always playing in my mind. So during my studentship, or maybe in my school days, I structured myself to be a part of the scholar community and also to be a part of the sports community together. Somewhere that decision of my life shaped me very differently. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're a scholar, you are focused into only one thing.
Yeah.
When you are into sports, it makes you focus on other people more than you yourself.
Right.
That's
Right.
what I learned from sports. So that, and during that time, we were like sheep in the herd. Everybody told dad, mom, everybody told that do engineering. So I also didn't had any other choice but to do engineering without understanding E of engineering. And
Mm-hmm.
even today, I don't understand anything about engineering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So post 4 years of engineering in electronics and telecommunication, Vishwas, I went into my passion.
Mm-hmm.
All of my friends, they went into IT field because IT was booming that time in the year 2002.
Mm-hmm.
But I had an inner calling. Even if I did good in my engineering, I had an inner calling that I will get into teaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I worked as a lecturer in two of the engineering colleges over a period of 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was teaching digital electronics and analog electronics and microelectronics to my engineering students. So my life started as a teacher where I was drawing barely 6,000 rupees in a month.
That
And
was
I grew
before
up
marriage. That was before you got
before
married.
marriage.
Okay.
Yes, that was before my marriage, and it was in the year 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So my second engineering college gave me around 9 to 10,000 bucks
Mm-hmm.
in a month,
Mm-hmm.
where my friends had already been in a scale of around 20, 25, 30,000 by that time, 4 years post engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this mindset that maybe I'll build my career in academics.
Mm-hmm.
And let me do MTech now, because without MTech you don't get the tag of professor. You still remain as a lecturer. Okay. So because I was also a good teacher, the feedback of the students gave a good teacher as a good lecturer as the feedback. So I thought maybe I should try for MTech. And I prepared for GATE that time. I prepared on my own, thinking that I'm very intelligent. I am a faculty. I know the subject. Okay. And when the GATE results came out, it was like a bang on my face, fail. And I could not qualify GATE. That was the first instant of my life when I saw a big failure.
Okay.
And I was not knowing how to handle it, but I'll tell my story a little later. How did I do all these things and all that? But after GATE, because I went into a very silo situation and I didn't want to be in a crowd. So people were very worried. My family was very worried. And by that time, my love had got converted to my fiance and was getting converted to my husband. My marriage was almost fixed in the year 2006. So my fiance told me after some discussion that probably you are not made for engineering and you should try for administrative service. Try to get into administration. Try for CAT instead of GATE anymore. So I was not very convinced. I didn't believe in that capacity of mine, but because I didn't have my belief, I borrowed his belief that time. And August 2005, I made up a mind that I will leave engineering and I'll appear for CAT. November 2005 was the CAT time, that time. August to November is barely 3 months. But this 3 months, I think I did not know anything about this 3-letter CAT CAT. And I qualified November 2005. I cleared CAT with a 95 percentile.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was a turning point. That decision of my life was a very big turning point in my career. I went to Ford School of Management, Delhi, and did my MBA in HR and finance there. And post that, I have not seen a life to chase, but I led a life of being chosen. So I was chosen in the campus. I went to ICICI Group, worked there for around 4 years in the HR department. Then I was again chosen by the Tata Group. I went to a startup company in Tata and held the whole startup company, rose from an academic manager to a director over a period of around 7 years. But success always gives you little overconfidence.
Yep.
So when I was rising in my career and I was doing so good, I was never chosen. I was never chased. I never had to chase. I always was chosen. So that time my confidence said me that, oh my God, I'm doing so great in my corporate life. So why don't I do something of my own? And then the entrepreneurship kida, it started bugging me that time. So soon I took a decision that probably now it's high time that I should not work for anybody else, but I should start working for me. So July 2017, I decided to quit the corporate career and start my entrepreneurship journey.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I had legacy. मेरे मन में ना वो चीज चल रहा था. I always had this thing that I need to do something great for my family because what am I contributing to the family apart from earning money and giving and building the wealth? I had earned a lot. I did a lot of property, lot of wealth, but that satisfaction was not inside because I was not doing something for my own. And then I started this entrepreneurship journey, and till now I'm into the struggle. I'm still into struggle. But I think with every entrepreneurship journey, and you definitely have a lot of struggle, but you also have a lot of learning. Absolutely, probably this 4 years of my entrepreneurship journey has given me more learning than the 16 years of my corporate career.
Interesting.
And now I'm in a mission. I teach people how to be more productive, how to be more resourceful, and live a very resourceful life full of productivity and fulfillment, both at your personal level and your professional space. And here I am with a mission to help at least 1 million people, 1 million aspiring professionals, and build them as resourceful leaders. That's what is
amazing.
Sanghamitra here.
Amazing to know your kind of background which you have, Sanghamitra. So the thing is that lead to a question that what was the main thing which actually pushed you to start your own venture? Because you had a married life, you still have a married life. Do you have kids?
I do have 2 kids.
Okay,
12
so you have
and 6.
Yeah, so you have like growing kids. You have a husband to look after. You also have maybe in-laws and all. So being a woman, being a Indian woman, belong to a typical middle class life in India. How did you decide? I mean, when you decide to have this venture, what was the main thing which actually really push you? Okay, boss, this is the time. If not now, then never. What is that main thing which really inspire you to take this step?
A great question. And you are touching my the core of my heart.
Yeah.
This comes, Vishwas, from a comment which normally happens in a family.
Mm-hmm.
That हम तो नौकरी ही करेंगे, हमसे
Right.
तो business होगा. Our
Right.
family cannot do a business.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We are born to become good knockers
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
by doing naukri. And this,
Yeah.
whenever we had this discussion, there was something, even if I was a part of that discussion, but there was something which was just flooding in my heart. I was
Mm-hmm.
not able to carry this statement anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I always compared it with people from Gujarat and Rajasthan.
Mm-hmm.
That why is it so that these two states, especially Gujarat and Rajasthan,
Mm-hmm.
that they are people from there,
Mm-hmm.
they are so rich, they are so good businessmen,
Mm-hmm.
they created wealth, they create generations of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And why do we struggle in our life throughout the life, doing a 9 to 5 job, maybe saving some money, doing some properties, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have anything to fall back upon if today I'm given a pink slip.
Right.
So that worriness was always there in me. And I was never worried for the pink slip because I had always been a performer in my life,
Mm-hmm.
in my professional career.
Mm-hmm.
But this attitude that we are born to serve and not create a system to serve,
Mm-hmm.
that was something which was not going good for me, good within me.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I took up a decision that I will do it in my family, for my family.
Mm-hmm.
I will show that there is nothing like people from Odisha and the women of Odisha, we cannot do a business.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing like that. So maybe I'll beat this myth which I have, which my family has, so that maybe I succeed or I fail. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I will give this message to my next generation that boys and girls, don't worry. We can do business. We know how to do business.
Yeah, because this is the whole purpose of having this session to teach the people lesson that you can do it no matter what. So like in your case, you had, I think, defeated the mindset of a typical Indian family because we belong to a typical Indian family which only meant for the job, not for the business. Because we don't have a lot of money in bank. If suppose we fail, then who will take care of us? I mean all
Correct.
these things, right?
Right. And people tell that paisa to pehle rakho. We don't have a backbone of money to start a business.
Yep.
We don't have any forefather who can guide us into the business. So these are very typical discussions which you normally have in the family. But now I realize, yeah, sab bekar hai. It's all bakwas. Nothing like that.
Correct.
It's all in the mind.
I think now time has come where you just need to have a good idea and passion. The funding will come eventually for sure. You need to have very strong idea and passion to implement those idea in a real life. So I think that's very important. And one more thing which I would also like to ask you that when you took this decision of quitting your job and start your own venture, did you have any fear that in mind that if in case you don't succeed, so you have to go back to your family, they will definitely criticize you, they will probably say a lot of things to you. So did you have any fear in mind that time?
Vishwas, let me tell you very frankly, you know what I did when I just started this whole thing? When I started my entrepreneurship journey, the first thing I did was I burnt all my boats. So ऐसा situation नहीं हो कि मेरे दिमाग में, even if for a second I have this feeling that, oh no, I have an scapegoat, I have an escape route and I can go back. So the first thing I did was I burned all my ship, all my boats, and I didn't have anything to go back. So for me, the only travel is, even if I fail, I will fail forward and I will not fail backward.
Yeah. Correct.
So fear was not in me because I wanted it. Since the whole idea, the generation, the purpose, the legacy is for me to create for myself. So I was not fearful. But yes, it is true that my husband, my family, of course, they were very fearful. Kya hoga? What will happen? And more than finance, they were fearful of how do I handle myself in case I fail.
Yeah. No, I understand. So in fact, there's an old saying that if you want to, I think, take over an island, you need to burn your ships. So then iron belongs to
Yeah,
you.
correct.
Yeah, yeah. This is the thing, right?
Right,
Interesting.
right.
So I think I also like to ask you that what is your biggest as of now in terms of your entrepreneurship journey? What is your biggest I would say the hurdles which you have faced so far, and how did you handle it?
Lot of hurdles, Vishwas. It is not easy to take up an entrepreneurship journey when you really don't know entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm,
You like entrepreneurship. I liked entrepreneurship, but I
mm-hmm,
didn't know what is entrepreneurship.
mm-hmm.
I only read it in the books. The biggest hurdle and which I faced, it was not having a mentor in my life to help me
Interesting. Mm-hmm,
to help me overcome every stage of the mentorship. I
mm-hmm,
believed in myself. I believed in my intelligence. I
mm-hmm.
believed in my skills. I believed on my people. But over 3 to 4 years of working and creating this business, I understood that your intelligence, your skill, your people, your system, I mean, everything will fail at one point in time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The only savior is to be with somebody who has already failed and then converted that failure into success.
Correct.
So we need to be in the vicinity, in the circle of those type of people, which
Mm-hmm.
I understood after 4 years of my business.
Mm. And still learning.
And yeah, correct. So I
Yeah.
understood in 2021 what is the need of a mentor to be there in the business, because I realized that I was extremely broke during the corona time.
Mm-hmm,
We were conducting, my venture is into HR process creation for the MSMEs and
mm-hmm.
physical training programs for PSUs and government companies majorly.
Okay.
So all the programs were happening in the office or in the hotels. But
Yep.
then so March 2020, when it was declared about corona, we were just speechless. Are karenge kya? How do we know?
Right.
I didn't even know how to operate a virtual meeting that time properly. We knew
Mm-hmm,
how to attend the meeting,
mm-hmm.
but organizing the meeting, setting up the meeting was not required so much that time.
Right.
I didn't even know how to shoot videos and
Mm-hmm,
create a course or maybe create a content and reach to people.
mm-hmm.
And more than anything, the mindset block was very high, very high. That what do we do when the corona is here and our office? I had invested almost like 10 to 12 lakhs in creating a very fabulous office
Mm-hmm.
just 2 months before the corona.
Wow.
But then we never had an opportunity to enjoy sitting on the sofa or sitting on
Yeah,
my own table in the office.
yeah, yeah. I understand. I understand.
And when you are not earning to the extent you already earned and
Mm-hmm.
you have seen in your life, and you whatever money you have, the profit of the business, you are again putting back into the business. When you are into that phase of your business, your investment not giving you ROI is one of the toughest hurdle.
Correct.
This 10 to 12 lakhs is completely blocked even today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we had to work from home, and when you work from home with around 10 people, you also have a doubt on their productivity. How do they do things, whether your work is happening, not work happening. So more than knowledge, skill, technology, first is a mindset change. We need to believe in people and actually delegate people work.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise we cannot be an entrepreneur.
Right, right. So during
So
this
my
tough, okay, carry on.
no please. So I was just concluding that the toughest thing which I saw in the business is not being able to scale up the business, number one. Not
Mm-hmm,
having a very robust plan, because
mm-hmm,
you know how to do the work, but I was very poor at projecting, how to create projections.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And third is not having a mentor in life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So during this tough time of yours, because of Corona, because of no mentor and all, did you also have a thought that, okay, boss, time has come to pack the bag and go back to the corporate life? Can this kind of thought came in your mind?
uh, okay, so let me tell the truth. The truth is, I started getting the calls from everybody from my family that it's
Mm-hmm,
over.
mm-hmm,
You can do far better if you go back to the corporate world.
mm-hmm,
You are made for the corporate world, not for the business. So
mm-hmm.
start looking back, find a job to go back.
Again, to have a
But
secure life.
yeah, and have a secure life and
Yeah,
add
yeah,
money to the family. You have so
yeah.
much of knowledge and skill, you will easily get a job. So people started telling me, and they were they were not wrong because they loved me.
Yeah.
They were not able to see me in pain because I was doing so much of hard work, not getting the results. So probably their love wanted to push me towards the certainty because I'm still in uncertainty. But I had something within that I cannot go back as a failure. I have to make this succeed. So that resilience and resourcefulness is something which is always pushing me to go forward. Even if I cannot earn revenue, but can I find out maybe 10 ways which did not let me earn the revenue this time, and I will be more careful the next time.
Yeah, I understand.
So my mindset got like that, Vishwas, and today also I don't think it's a very hardship time, definitely, but today also I don't think to go back. Rather, I think to how do I attach myself with good mentors who can tell me a way to scale up the business instead of just moving like a cycle.
Okay, so that leads to a question that what is success for you? I mean, if you want to define success in one word or in a small sentence, how do you define success?
Vishwas, if you had asked me this question probably January 2021, before February 2021, I would have answered that success for me is lot of money.
Yeah. Well, this is a very common thing in today's world, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I realized, and now I'm realizing how novice I am in terms of thinking what is success. But of late, I enrolled myself to my mentor. My first mentor was 2017, Mr. Pratish Nair, and my second mentor now is Mr. Dev Gadvi. So when I enter into the mentorship, I realized that success is not money. Success is an and formula. Success is an and formula of all the events of your life.
Yep.
We have to be good at wealth, plus good at relationship, plus good at health, and overall, if I have to summarize in one word, now I will say success is a robust character.
Robust character. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, because I mean, as we all know that in today's world, if you don't have a good salary, if you don't have your own house, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a nice branded apartment, I mean, like shoes or maybe like clothes and all, people don't consider you as a successful woman or man, right? This is a very common notion across the world, especially in Asia, I would say. So especially like in your case, I mean, because being an Indian background, you definitely had to overcome this kind of like so-called social dogma. Ki boss, no, success is not only about money. It's beyond that. It's much beyond that, right? So in this journey of yours, what do you think? Who has been your biggest supporter in terms of who be with you always, whether you're good time, bad time, who always keep on motivating you, and who always who also always open to listen to your problem? Because now these days people don't listen. Someone, if you have someone who can also listen to your story, so you have someone like this in your life.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have multiple people like this, and especially 3 people. 3 of them. My husband, who really supported me, and he gave me the freedom that go ahead and do it.
Lovely.
My sister-in-law, and in Indian system, you also see this very uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So my sister-in-law, who's a doctor, and she always supported, and she always gave me the courage that whatever difficult time is there in your life, I think you will do it. You will crack it. And the consistent supporter of my life, whether it is turbulent situation or it is a good situation, successful situation in this 4 years, the consistent motivator is my dad-in-law, my father-in-law.
Oh, that's interesting.
So these are the 3 people who actually have given their heart and soul to just keep me on track. And my dad-in-law has a very nice saying. He's also a doctor. I belong to a doctor family, but I am not a doctor. Me and my husband are the 2 people who are not doctors. So my dad-in-law always tells that go forward and keep going forward till the time you achieve what you want. I don't want to know what you want to achieve, but keep on doing till the time you achieve what exactly you want to achieve.
Yeah, it's very motivational words. Definitely, for sure, especially from family.
Yeah, and from the in-laws, especially when I mean, I'm really lucky to, at least in this front, I'm very lucky. And you know, my review as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, my review is done by my father-in-law. So he keeps on checking what's your revenue, what is your profit, how many people you have, who's engaged, who's not engaged, and what are your finances. At least I can support you. I can be your financial partner for somebody who is so that is what is his role, and this is a very interesting role. Very interesting role.
Lovely, interesting.
Yeah.
So, Sanghamitra, if I ask you what have you sacrificed in the last 4 years of your entrepreneurship? Because I believe that you have to sacrifice a lot if you want to achieve something. So, if you can name a couple of things which you have sacrificed in the last 4 years of your entrepreneurship.
Very deep question. Very deep question, Vishwas. And if I go back and see what I have sacrificed, I've actually sacrificed everything. It's not one or two things. I've actually sacrificed everything. I sacrificed my time for my kids. I sacrificed my time for my husband. I sacrificed all my aspirations of materialistic life. I sacrificed on my sleep. And I have burned lot of midnight oils, of midnight. It's not 1, 2, it's 1,000. And those who all are into entrepreneur and not reaching very high level till now and still into that burning phase, all of them would be able to understand what is the life.
Yeah.
So many a times, Vishwas, I have gone through, I'm there, but I'm not there in the family. I'm attending social parties, but I'm not there in the crowd at all. I'm sitting and thinking through what exactly I want to do in my business, but by that time the day is over.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think if you want to achieve something, we have to go beyond our comfort zone. When I say comfort 100%. Zone, that is not only physically, it's also about mentally. Because yes, because as you mentioned that when you go to parties and all, you are there, but you're not there. That means you are there physically, but you're not there mentally. You know, correct. This is like beyond, you're going out of your comfort zone to keep on thinking about your business, what to do next, and this and that, instead of enjoying the current party gathering and all.
True, very true. And this journey is actually a journey of sacrifice. If we are not mentally resilient to sacrifice something, I think we'll not get. Because what I understood after doing this entrepreneurship journey of 4 years, I understood that success does not come free to you.
Absolutely. I agree.
Success calls for sacrifice. The more is a sacrifice, the more you have a chance of succeeding. Right. And sacrifice in the right direction. Correct. But this pain I had not seen when I was into corporate life. Life was very easy there, very easy. Because the system and processes are already there. Yep. You just have to perform one part of it.
Yeah.
Though you are not funding, you are not responsible to pay the salaries. You are not responsible to take care of anything else apart from your own responsibility.
Yes.
And that is something I think people, when they know that entrepreneurship will call for so many sacrifices, they just go back foot and they don't gather the courage to even go forward and do something of their own. Right. So there are a lot of sacrifices, no doubt about it, no doubt. Yeah. But yes, if I have to tell you, what's the result of these sacrifices? I think I would never have learned finance, balance sheet, P&L making, or I would never have learned about sales, marketing, website, landing pages, or maybe funnels, Facebook ads, Google ads, or maybe product design, creating courses, doing the video recording, going live on Facebook, going live on LinkedIn, and posting content on the social media, and managing all stakeholders, customers, financiers, the vendors, the bankers, the people. Where do you get the opportunity to learn so much?
Absolutely.
So
and then you also have to manage a family back home, your kids, your husband, and all, right?
And you're correct. And then you have to manage a family who is highly irritated with you. Correct. Because you are putting your hard work and you're not getting the results.
Correct.
So I'll just share a very, very close story to me is I have my elder one, I have 2 boys. So my elder one is 12 years. And it is the matter of last month only. So I enrolled myself into some learning program as well under a mentor. So I was working for the business and also doing my programs. So throughout the day, I was actually very busy, and I could not dedicate much of the time or maybe hear them out. One day, it was around 10 o'clock in the night when I went to his room. I saw him just sitting by the window and crying.
Oh.
And I never ever had seen him crying in my 12 years, apart from his games and his what he wants if he doesn't get something like that, but not like sitting alone and crying beside the window. So I checked on him that what happened? Why are you crying? And he was peeping into another house from the window where a mother was sitting and she was helping the kid in her studies. She was teaching the kid, similar age. And he comes back and tells that, will ever I get an opportunity where you are sitting and helping me with my studies?
Wow. Very emotional kind of scene, huh?
Very tough, very tough. Such situations are very, very tough to handle. And over and above, if the statement comes that my nickname is Leena. So he tells that I want Leena Mama. I don't want Sanghamitra Sabat.
Wow. Wow. Such a intense talk by a little kid, huh?
And a growing teenager, when he comes and tells you that I want Leena and I don't want Sanghamitra, your heart is fallen apart.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so there you actually think, what are you doing? And there, so if we don't have the courage to handle such situation, you cannot come to entrepreneurship.
So I think this is also one of the sacrifice where you actually sacrifice a moment to being a mom, and to fulfill your kid's small wish to be his side and teach him something. It's also a sacrifice, I would say, right?
Yeah, a big sacrifice. And see, the after effect is not about his education. The after effect is multifold.
Yeah.
It shakes his confidence as a growing kid. It shakes his results. It shakes his understanding about the value system.
Yeah.
Understanding about the family system, understanding about aspirations, failure, desire. He's building all these fundamental pillars of his life by looking at how we are living a life in the family.
Yeah. No, I think this is very, very, very imperative, because I think he will definitely know one day that it was because of some good reason. Right now, he can't see a reason, but once become more big and more famous, then he'll definitely recall those small movements which he also sacrificed actually. In order to you to become a successful entrepreneur in your life. So talking about this thing, Sanghamitra, that if you can also brief the audience about what exactly do you guys do, because what I can see in your company profile that you are into HR consulting, right? You do training and also you are into recruitment of the executives in India, correct?
Yes. So our yes, Vishwas, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So at a company perspective, from a company perspective, we are helping MSME companies, especially people who are not very good at processes or who wants help in terms of creating human resource processes. And when I say human resource process, it could be starting with the recruitment process, induction process, training and development process, competency framework mapping process, then about the productivity management, about and the last one is the exit formalities. The entire human resource process we build for the MSMEs through our robust system.
Okay.
So that's one part. That is the consulting vertical of my business. The second vertical is about training. And in training, we are majorly focused into two types of training. One is the soft skills, which is primarily the leadership skills, the communication, decision making, time management, a couple of them. And the second one is the business productivity tools training, where we cover up PowerPoint, Excel, then Google Sheets. So very basic tools which are required for anybody to perform any job.
Interesting.
So
and you have an office in Calcutta, right?
Yeah, we have an office in Calcutta, but our team is spread out pan-India.
Oh, okay. And how many employees do you have?
We have a very small team member right now. We are just 7 people. But apart from the 7, we are attached to a lot of freelancers, because I believe that I wanted to create an ecosystem where everybody benefits. So when we have larger projects, we enroll the freelancers and the freelance consultants to get the projects done. But our core team is around 7 people.
Interesting, Sanghamitra. So, do you have any role model in your life? I mean, anyone whom you always inspire about in your life? About, I mean, anyone, could be your mom, your father-in-law, your dad, some famous personality. Anyone you have in mind?
Yes, Vishwas. I have two people in my life, my role model. The first one is my uncle-in-law. Sorry, my uncle, my own uncle, my dad's second brother, and I have seen him working in the Indian military, leaving his Indian military, post the military, then he joining into State Bank as what I don't know, but he retired as one of the vice presidents of State Bank of India. And apart from that, he took very big decision in his life to shift his entire family to Bombay because he was an artist by heart. So he's into dubbing. He does voice dubbing in 2-3 languages, and he's a very good artist. He also had a role in Chanakya serial. So there was a serial in India which was coming. The name of the serial was Chanakya. Okay. So he played a very crucial role in Chanakya as well. So I have my role model. My first role model in my life is my uncle. His name is Pradeep Sabat, and I am in love with him. I'm in true love with him because I saw him growing so much and handling so many things together. So he's my first role model from the family itself. Apart from that, the second role model who I have is Mel Robbins. I follow her a lot, and the way she presents, the way she carries herself, her talk, the messages which she posts, I think in my life I would like to be little close, at least to some extent, of Mel Robbins.
Oh, interesting, amazing, Sanghamitra. So, do you think that for any individual who wants to be successful in their life, they need to have a role model or no need?
No, of course they need to have a role model, because I believe that the need of a role model is really important, because the power of your action comes from either your desire or your pain. That's what I believe firmly. So having a role model is a matter of your desire. And desire is a very big thrust which keeps pushing you to do more. Like for me, my desire was to create a legacy. I didn't have dearth of money that time. I didn't have any problem in my life, but there was a fulfillment issue that time. So I think what you asked me about having a role model, yes, I personally, if you ask me, I personally believe having a role model is very important in the life, because you see up to them, you follow them. Somewhere you have to benchmark yourself. Somewhere you will have to create that line that I'm standing here and I have to reach there. So that comes only when you have a role model.
Right. So, okay, let me ask you a question again, that what are the couple of components, or maybe 3 components of success for you? I'm talking about which is pertaining to your own life. That what do you think that because of these 2 elements or 3 elements, you have achieved whatever you achieved in your life so far?
Yeah, when I read back all my stories, and when I look back my entire history, starting from my childhood till now, I call it a 3C framework, Vishwas, and I'm quickly making it a 3C right now.
Okay.
Because these 3 C's have always pushed me and helped me to reach wherever I am. The number 1 C is courage.
Okay.
Because without courage, I could not have taken big decisions. Correct. 11 days of my marriage, I went for my MBA, only with 11 days, and we stayed separate for 2 years. Convincing an Indian mediocre family to go and do higher studies within 11 days of your marriage is, I think you need courage. You actually need courage to even speak and demand that I want to go. Right. So that is number 1. Number 2 is communication. So for me, communication is not about speaking fluent English, Vishwas. I think communication plays a very important role in our life wherever we are. When I am in pain, I need to communicate my feelings to somebody. Absolutely. When I have a desire, I also need to tell. When I want some work to be done, I have delegated tasks, I want the task to be completed, I have to communicate. And I have to communicate everywhere, because that's the only thing which human beings are blessed with.
Yep.
To talk.
Yep.
Right? And to express our feelings through communication. So second C, which I think is a very important framework to succeed in our life, is to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And the third C is competent.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be competent in whichever domain, whichever field we are working. There is no existence of non-competence. So these are the 3C, I think, without which we cannot proceed, and be it anybody in any field, from any walk of life. We need courage, communication, and competence. This 3C framework has to definitely help. It will help anybody to move forward.
So these 3 C's are like a wheels of your success story, like courage, yes, communication, and the competence, right? Absolutely, yes, amazing. So one last question, Sanghamitra, that why are you doing this? What is your why? Why you are having a venture? Why you went for MBA? Why you quit your job, well-paid job, teaching job? Why you decided to quit a brand like Tata and be and open your own business? So what is Sanghamitra's why? Why she is doing it? Why?
Vishwas, I had been really asking this question to myself for a long time. And every time I sit alone, this is the only question which came to my mind. Why am I doing it? At every sphere of my life. But when I look back and I see what all did I do in my life, and then I connected, why am I doing it? Because initially I was not understanding why I was doing it. I only did it. But today, when I beat back all my incidences and think about why, and going forward as well, I see that my why is very tightly connected to human potential. When I see anybody who is underperforming or who is not performing to the extent they have the potential, I think there is something that is my biggest discomfort zone. When I meet anybody who is not able to perform as per his or her potential. So if I have to term it in very small business language, simple business language, it would be productivity and efficiency of a person. So my why is to make professionals, aspirational professionals, very good at productivity and efficiency without compromising their professional and personal life, both. Because a lot of times I have realized that we may do very good in our professional career, but we might have to really give away our personal life.
Correct.
Or
correct.
we are leading a very good personal life, but living with a revenge, living with a incomplete desire of doing a successful career. I don't want people to go through this pain. And believe you, it is very easy to manage both, only if we know the tricks and tactics how it can be done.
Correct. Because why? Because I think when I look out from a window, I see many people go to office every morning, and trust me on that takes 70% of the crowd which goes to office every single morning, minimum 70%, they have no interest in their job. The reason why they're doing it because they lack passion, or maybe they lack the ability to take risk, or they are too comfortable in their job now, or they have no how do I say, they have no they have no answer of having why they are doing it. And I think they also lack motivation in their own life. And you know what the funny part is, that there are many people who are like much smarter, very intelligent, but they lack that fire inside, or they are too comfortable in their job now because of their money, because of their a good house, a good car, whatever they have. So I think it is very important to know our why, that why we are doing it. I think that is very important, I think.
Yes, because they see, either we live in certainty or we live in uncertainty. Living in certainty is always easier. Living in uncertainty is a call for darkness, call for sacrifice, call for no finance, call for compromise of your salary. And not many people have the courage to do this.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why everybody is driving or walking to the office. Very few can be covered.
Correct. Interesting. So before we end this session, Sanghamitra, I want to ask you last thing that what message would you like to give to the people who are watching now, that especially the women, and when it comes to your story of success or your story of life, any message to the audience?
Oh, yes, I would say, because if I could do it, anybody can do it. So my
Yeah.
message to all the women here is that we need not bother who's thinking anything about us. We really need not to bother. What's my parents thinking about me? What's my in-laws thinking about me? My kid, my husband? We really did not bother. There are ways how we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
We can do both professional and personal things well,
Mm-hmm.
only if we become. So I want to give a final message to all the viewers here is that be resourceful. Collect all your resources. The universe has given us many resources, be it in the form
Absolutely.
of people, be it in the form of process, in the form of time. So these are very, very crucial resources we all possess. So
Right.
one is understand what are your resources. At least
Correct.
know what are your resources. Collate
Correct.
it somewhere. And then you map all your resources to what degree are they able to help you achieve your vision and your mission. Map it. And mapping is very simple. Just do a maybe rating of 1 to 5, 5 being
Mm-hmm.
the highest and 1 being the lowest. That all my
Mm-hmm.
relationship, this relationship is at 3, the other relationship is at 2, the
Mm-hmm.
other, maybe some other relationship is at 5. And evaluate which are the relationships which you really want to have in your life, but
Mm-hmm.
then you are not keeping it well right now, and
Mm-hmm.
work upon it.
Mm-hmm.
Mend the relationship. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and do some contribution
Mm-hmm.
instead of expecting help, start extending help.
Lovely
So
message.
yeah, so be resourceful. If we become resourceful, I think we will have a way, we will have a very creative way to come out of any difficult situation. The
Lovely.
only thing why we stuck is because our creativity is dead.
Mm-hmm.
We are more
Mm-hmm.
logical, and we are happy and proud to show that we are logical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rather,
Great.
we need to be creative along with being logical.
Yeah. Awesome, Sangha. The thing is, so yes, the thing is, it's very good to know about your background, your story, your ups and downs in life, and you're still struggling. Being a woman, belong to India, belong to mediocre life, and you're trying to make your own identity, which is very awesome thing to do. And that is the whole purpose of having this daring mind, that you showed the daring to do something different out of your comfort zone, and also you show daring that this can be done no matter what, and you're still trying very hard. So that is the whole purpose of this show, that to showcase the people like you, that why you have, I mean, why you are doing it, what is your thought process, and why people who are like watching right now, they still have this fear of failure. But you are such a good role model for those guys, that you being a woman, married woman, you have a 2 kids, you still have a lot of like courage to take this such a bold decision to be your I mean to be yourself, and to have role model for many people in the world. So I would say thank you so much, Sanghamitra, for having me. Sorry, having this show like with me, and we need people like you definitely in our life, who can always spread happiness and also spread positive things around us. We definitely need more people like you for sure.
I think, Vishwas, we will get a lot of people, the new
Yeah.
generation, and with all of us sharing our story through your platform
Mm-hmm.
and through multiple other platform. I
Mm-hmm.
think we are actually giving that resource to the people, both men and women, especially women from middle class, that we really can do it. And I want to
Absolutely.
leave this, and thank you so much to have called me here, Vishwas, to share my story, because I now feel very proud of
Mm-hmm.
whatever decisions I have taken. Maybe
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
challenges are a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but even the returns are good, because
Mm-hmm.
I will just share the last story for
Yeah, please.
everybody's benefit.
Okay.
So there is this company who is one of the Maharatna companies of India, and in India there are only 7 Maharatna companies, which are
Mm-hmm.
like the Fortune 500
Mm-hmm.
of India.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there for a sales discussion, and I wanted to conduct some training program. And this person asked me that, "Do you know the balance sheet of our company?" I told, "Yes, of course, I know the balance sheet. And
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Are we profitable or we are making loss?" I told, "No, you guys. I mean, the company is really very profitable."
Mm-hmm.
And then he says that, "Do you think that if we are profitable, we will go to a dhaba or we will go to ITC for our lunch and dinner?"
Mm-hmm.
And that question will be a part of my book, which I'm authoring right now. And my book is on Be Resourceful, and I'll be releasing my book on 2nd October.
Lovely, lovely.
My
Looking
answer
forward.
to the person, yeah, my answer to that person was not the answer, but a question to his question. That, sir, if you want your family to taste a very beautiful recipe, where will you take them? Will you take them to ITC, or you will take to the same dhaba where you tasted?
I would take my family to dhaba for sure, for recipe.
Right? And yeah, and Vishwas, he also told the same answer, that Sanghamitra, I'll take my family to the dhaba.
Yeah.
And that cracked my first work order with that bigger company.
Great, great, great.
And the day we conducted the first program, we got multiple programs for the next 4 months.
Lovely.
So we have to be resilient. All the sacrifices will also give us success, but it requires the 3C framework.
Yeah. Courage, communication, and be competent, right?
Yes, courage, communication, competence. And we need to be really patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I hope that you have a lot of success in future for sure, Sanghamitra, and definitely a lot of people looking like to you, and hopefully you can also be able to spread your wings in terms of a company across India, and probably also have some good mark internationally also to make our country proud.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to being. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vishwas.
Thank you so much, Sanghamitra. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.